There we go. It has started. Um, I don't think this will take the full hour. I just wanted to make sure we had time if there were questions at the end. Uh, the We're gonna jump right in. The very first thing is communication from our team to all of you, and how that's gonna kind of look this year. You'll get in every quarter, so every 3 months, you'll get two newsletters, and we'll do one webinar like this. So you got a newsletter in January, we're doing a webinar in February, and then we will do another newsletter in March. And we'll keep sending those out in that order, probably. The newsletters will include any updates that we've made, any videos or helpful things we'll put in those newsletters. And then if there's a lot of the same questions being asked, we'll send that out to everyone's. That way, if anyone has those questions, they can see it. The Next, we're going to talk about training. So this year, we are bringing back the in-person training. So we will be doing two, one in April, one in October. Right after this webinar, I will send out the link for the in-person advanced content editor training. The way this differs from the original training that you took, one, in person, you'll come to campus for it. It is from 10 to 2 on April 5th. Yeah, so the way it differs. The first thing is that we will have more than just content editors there, so it won't just be with me for 4 hours. We'll get to bring in other people to teach about accessibility or in anything else we come up with. We're still setting up the schedule for who can come and who can't. It will also be a more hands-on training, so it won't just be me sharing my screen and going through all the things that you can do on our site. It'll be actual activities and really getting into, you know, the the meat of it all. The other training options. So I'm going to share my screen. Um, our Moodle course is open. So if you go to Moodle Information Technology, there are two content editor trainings. If you have migrated to the new site, you'll use the content editor training for new version of Drupal. It is open, so if you can go in, register, take it, have someone in your office take it. You do have to pass all the quizzes and a final quiz to pass the entire training. But once you do that, just email us and let us know, and we will turn on your content editor permissions. If you are still on an older site, the normal content editor training is still up. That way, people can still be training that way. The other training, if you want to request a digital training, you'll do that through booking. You can just reach out to Christy or I, and we can send you that link so that you can request a virtual training. If you want a in-person training, those are by request. So if you just email me, I can work out a date with you to come to your office and do an in-person training. But those are the main ways to get your content editor training if you have new staff or whatever comes about. The next thing is I wanted to highlight some things in my extension. So if you ever have any questions, if you go up to operations, extension, information technology, and then down to web development, we have updated our page to have the most updated information. So if you're looking for anything, you want to see, county transitions, you want to see where everyone's at. If you come down here, this is totally, you know, interactive. So if you want to see your county, say Benton County, You want to see where you're at. Well, they are completed. They completed in December. But this is completely interactive. So if you want to see where your county is on the list, if they're currently in progress, if we're waiting for the training, whatever that is, you can do that. Just select your county and it will show you where it's at. So that is here. There are also other things I highly suggest coming out to this page and kind of looking around. You'll notice there's content editor resources. It's a really cool place to get to the Moodle course. It has our user guide there, our YouTube videos. If you want to book a one-on-one consultation, that's a new thing we are introducing this year. I have time set aside on my calendar. You don't have to ask me to set it up. You just click on it, select a time that works for you, and I will meet you. There is a section for notes. So if you know your questions ahead of time or you know what you want to do, it is helpful if you put that in there. That way I can be prepared. You can set up 30 minutes or an hour. That's completely up to you. But that is your time. I've had people set it up and we just built pages together. I've had people send me like a list of 15 questions or things that they were running into, problems they were running into. And then we spent 30 minutes just going down that list and addressing all of them. We can record those. That way you can have a copy of it so you can refer back to it as needed. Underneath that is the style guide. We'll talk about the theme site in just a second. And then if you haven't joined our Teams channel, do that. It's really a great way for you to just quickly send us a question and we can respond there. That way everyone can see it. And if they're having that same problem, they can fix it. I'll also be posting any of our communications so you can see our newsletters there. When this video is done, I will link it here as well. I do have some of the 2022 communications, but we're also doing a change log, which is new. It's just the month previous, kind of what have we been doing, enhancement, migration, whatever it is, and you can kind of just see what's going on. See, we've had some trainings and one-on-ones. That will update at the beginning of every month. But you can see that's the January stuff. And I'm not able to see the chat right now. So if anyone is chatting, Christy, can you keep an eye on that for me?
Yep. Do you want the question now? There is one.
Oh, sure.
Can handouts to note take be provided at the trainings?
Yeah. So are you talking about any training or just the in-person training? I guess would be my question. I guess you can't respond right away.
In person.
In person. Yes, I can definitely do that. I can also, if it's just like me coming to the training to do your content editor training, you'll just let me know ahead of time and I'm happy to print off those resources for you. Or I can send them to you ahead of time and whoever wants them can print them off themselves. It's not my default, but if you let me know, I'm happy to do that. The in-person training that we're doing here on April 5th, there will be handouts and you will get them ahead of time or once you arrive. So yes, you can take notes as we're going. Anything else? Cool. The next thing I want to talk about is the theme site. Which one is that? Not that one. This one. So this is a new site. It is live now, so you are more than welcome to come out here and look at it. There are a couple things I want to highlight on this site. The first being consultations. Again, this is that one-on-one, easy way to quickly schedule those, 30 minutes to an hour. The feedback form. So this is new. It's kind of just, if you have a suggestion for us to, if there's something you would like to see us make or some kind of enhancement you want or something you're having trouble with, I'll check this regularly and kind of compile what we're getting and use it to kind of direct decision making as we go. But please send us those feedbacks. You guys are in it, you know what's going on better than anyone else, and you can, throw that in there so we can keep an eye on it. The terminology tab, this is really just, if you had questions when we're like, oh, your header can't, the only thing you can edit in your header is your social media icons. And you're like, what's my header? I just kind of broke it down so you know the terminology of what we're talking about. And then the components tab. This one's really cool. So what I've done is taken everything that you can do as far as assets, things that we built, and as we continue to build out things, I will continue to put them here. And I've done it in almost every color style. So like if you click on content cards, it'll take you to the content cards and it'll show you this is what a red one, a blue one, and a dark red one looks like with the varying size of text. It'll show you, these are what accordions look like. These are the button options and what they look like when you hover. It's just a nice way to see everything. Um, I will say it does show everything, and not everything will be available to you, but you can definitely ask about it, and we can, discuss. But as we keep adding things, I will reference this page and be like, hey, we created this new asset. You can see it on that components page. Obviously, I'll give you a link, but that is the components page. And then resources, this just takes you back to that content editor resource page. So you can do any of the stuff you want to from here. Any questions on the theme site? Awesome. Sorry, I have a list on this screen. That's why I keep looking over. So again, the best way to give feedback at this point is going to be on that theme site. I would suggest just bookmarking it. So anytime you want to reference anything, you can. Easy way to get to resources. And then not last thing, but the next thing is the survey. So I am going to be sending out a survey at the end of every webinar. So we'll do 4 webinars this year um, that are planned. There may be more, who knows. Uh, but the 4 that are planned that are going to be used as our communication, at the end of them, I will be sending out a survey. Um, it's really easy. It's just a quick 5 questions. If you only want to answer the first 2, that's totally fine. It's just kind of what is your overall experience? How often are you using it? And then let us know if you have any, like, obviously you can read these, but what are some frustrations that you have? How would you go about solving them? And then, for my ego, what's something that you heard about in the webinar that you're excited about? You know, I like to hear it. But this will go out at the end. So when this webinar is over, I will send out an email to all our content editors with the webinar as well as the survey. If you could just take 5 minutes to do the survey, that would be awesome. And I would appreciate it a whole lot. And then that's kind of all of the content, the new stuff I wanted to go over. We are going to do a demo about inserting documents and using the workaround. So I am going to do that now. But first, before I do that, I wanted to ask if there's any questions that Chris or I can answer for you about anything content editor related. All right. Well, if you think of anything, feel free to put it in the chat. Christy will still be monitoring that as we're doing the demo. Um, but yeah, I am going to go ahead and start that demo. So I am just on a random page here. So to link a document in your text, I'm going to do it it's the same way, but 2 different things here. The first thing you're going to want to do is write the title of that document or whatever you want to put there. And then you'll click the little music note. I'm actually going to zoom in. That way you can see a little better. There we go. So you'll click the little music note. If you've already uploaded the document to your media library, you will open the music note, click document, and then you will select your document. You'll know, so hover over the blue title. When the line is showing, you will right click and do copy link address. Man, right over that. Then you'll come back out. So I exited out, highlight your text, and then you'll use the link icon and paste in that URL. So that is the workaround. That is currently how you would link text and document, or that's how you would link a document in text. So if you're doing your newsletter page, you would upload your newsletter and then you would do it this way. The other way is if you haven't uploaded your document, if a document also, you would come out to your media library, go to your document, and then you're going to select your file. Let's see what I got. So I will upload this document. I'll delete this later. You can add a description if you'd like. Just a reminder, the description kind of overrides the name. So if you did not want it to say .docx, you would just type out. My spelling's never good, so please don't judge me too hard. So then I'll save that. So you can see it is in my document library now. Again, I'm going to hover over the blue name, right click, copy link address, click my exit, then highlight my text, and use that link icon. And boom. So now if they click this, it will take them to the document. This is the workaround. When this changes, if this changes, we will let you know. But this is how it works. You can use it anyway now. So make it a bulleted list, whatever you want to do. But that is the workaround to insert a document into your text. Any questions on that? All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And that is it. So if there are no questions, I'll give one more minute in case anyone has anything they want to say. Um, no. All right, then we're finished. You guys are good to go. Thank you so much for coming. I will get that webinar or the advanced content editor training sent out, as well as this video and that survey. So again, please take the time to do the survey. It really, really helps. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. Thank you guys.